Tonight at 6, the former Prince Andrew is in police custody after being arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Plainclothes police officers raided his home on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk first thing this morning and his former home in Windsor. The royal family had been given no prior warning. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, 8th in line to the throne, is the most senior royal to be arrested for more than 350 years.
What's your reaction to your brother's arrest, sir?
A noisy reception for King Charles out on a public engagement today. He expresses his deepest concern and says the police have his full and wholehearted support and cooperation.
Fox News Alert, we begin this hour with a breaking news story out of the UK.
The arrest is headline news around the world. We'll be asking what it all means for the royal family. Good evening from Buckingham Palace. The former Prince Andrew is tonight in custody after he was arrested this morning on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Police in unmarked cars swooped on his new home on the Sandringham estate at about 8 o'clock this morning. The King had not been informed in advance. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who is 66 today, has been facing allegations that when he was a British trade envoy, he shared confidential documents with the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. King Charles issued this statement shortly after his younger brother's arrest. He said, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair and proper process by which this issue is investigated in the appropriate manner and by the appropriate authorities. In this, as I have said before, they have our full and wholehearted support and cooperation. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, my family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all." Signed, Charles R. Well, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who is 8th in line to the throne, is the most senior royal to be arrested since Charles I more than 350 years ago. He has always denied wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. He has not responded to the BBC's requests for comment on any of the specific allegations in relation to the release of millions of Epstein files in January. Here's our special correspondent, Lucy Manning.
Unmarked police cars on a Norfolk country lane, signalling the moment Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested. Around 8 a.m, police officers arrived to take the King's brother, the 8th in line to the throne, from the King's estate at Sandringham to police custody. The former prince arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, held on his 66th birthday. The BBC broke the news of his arrest at 10 a.m.
We start with breaking news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The BBC understands that he has been arrested.
Followed shortly by a statement from Thames Valley Police confirming the development. It said, "We have today arrested a man in his 60s from Norfolk on suspicion of misconduct in public office and are carrying out searches at addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk. The man remains in police custody at this time." Just weeks ago, Andrew was waving to the public in Windsor Great Park and out riding. Now, the police at the gates here, near his former home at Royal Lodge, as well as searches at his current Sandringham home. Police questioning the former prince about allegations in the Epstein files that he shared official documents when he was a UK trade envoy, including with paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. The King carried on with his royal engagements, opening London Fashion Week. Despite this arrest that will have undoubtedly shaken the royal family.
What's your reaction to your brother's arrest, sir?
Even as they've tried to distance themselves from the former prince. The King wasn't told in advance of the arrest, and at midday he released a statement. Written, it seems, as a monarch rather than a brother, saying, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Let me state clearly," he said, "the law must take its course. As this process continues, it would not be right for me to comment further on this matter. Meanwhile, My family and I will continue in our duty and service to you all. Signed, Charles R. Speaking before the arrest was announced, the Prime Minister said whether it was Andrew or anyone else involved, they should come forward with information.
One of the core principles in our system is that everybody is equal under the law and nobody is above the law. And it is really important that that is applied across the board.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor previously denied separate allegations he had sex in the early 2000s with then-teenager Virginia Giuffre, who took her own life last year. Her family praised his arrest, speaking to Newsnight.
We are hopeful that this investigation now starts to open up that further probe into the sexual assault allegations, into the child trafficking. So it still is a win.
The 66-year-old has always consistently denied any wrongdoing in relation to Epstein. He downplayed their relationship in his 2019 Newsnight interview.
It would be a considerable stretch to say that he was a very, very close friend, but he had the most extraordinary ability to bring extraordinary people together, and that's the bit that I remember.
As police officers remain at Windsor and Sandringham, these are of course only allegations at the moment. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor hasn't been charged with any offence, but this is an unprecedented arrest in modern royal history. Lucy Manning, BBC News.